Back Row Ministry, the World Premiere, Mr. Mahdi coming back at you live and direct. Well, if you don't think that the coronavirus ritual was in full effect and the message um, has not been made clear of where this is all headed or what the plan is, then you haven't been paying attention. So, get another shooting. We talk about and been talking about Chicago being ground zero for a long period of time, the Midwest being where they want to open the portal, where the energy is being directed. And the Kenosha shooting is a perfect example of how now they're trying to direct that energy back towards the Midwest. So, like I said, I'm from Chicago. Grew up on the west side of Chicago. Kenosha is close to Milwaukee. So if you go north, Chicago north, up towards Wisconsin, you run into Kenosha first. A lot of folks from Chicago that I know, moved to Kenosha. Some moved further than Milwaukee. I know a lot of people in Milwaukee, a lot of people in Kenosha. But everything that they do has to be accordance to, we've always talked about the zodiac, and has to be accordance to the numerology of the day. So this whole 26 shooting of the 26-year-old victim that you see reported on the 26th, and we're going to our gematria. And our number language. Take duration. So we got this story on 8/26, and that's of course a day of 74 day of foundation, 38 a day of death, 20 a day of death, and we're in 2020, the time of death. So, usually on those days we're going to get some death, and foundation is we're going to build. Is the structure for the building, the structure for the next, plan that needs to be set into motion. So here we go, the Kenosha shooting victim, 26. All hell is broken loose in Wisconsin. And we get the story of a Caucasian male, of course, who fires at protesters. They've already given him a corny name, as they always do. Giving him this corny name. Spell it out for you so everybody can see. So Kyle Rittenhouse, the shooter. And I know you guys, you've been following for a long time. You also been doing your own research. Kyle Rittenhouse, the first thing that stands out, of course, is Kyle is 17. And we know that 17 is the kill code. For those that don't know, we're going to do a little bit of work today. But kill in gematria is 17. Kill in gematria is 44. Kill in gematria is 26. So, everything was designed to go into yesterday or into the 26th. So you get Kyle, who's 17, who kills a 26-year-old. So, Kyle the killer, who kills a 26-year-old, Mr. Rittenhouse. He's from Illinois, so he's not even from Milwaukee. He's from Illinois. Remember, we talk about two. He killed 2 Wisconsin protesters. I think he talked about 2 during the Super Bowl and the symbolism of 2. We talk about the twin flames. 2 is 13, so it's that symbolism of change. 14, which is 41. And I always see the reflection of them when you look at them. It's something I'm learning, not to just see it one way. I think it was always stated, reading from left to right. I know in Arabic we read from left to right, so I always see numbers more than one way. But 14 is 41, so we know 2 is that number of change, because 13 usually talks about change. And that's what this whole coronavirus incident has been about. So he's from Antioch. Illinois is good. Antioch is one of the suburbs. Let me bring up something. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I want to bring this up. Antioch, because it kind of hit me. So, what is the significance of Antioch? And I brought up that because we're going to do two significant things that took place in the story to tell you why the vibration is going back towards Illinois, to wrap all these rituals and continue to wrap the ritual of the coronavirus and everything else back to our initial ritual which was get the 144. And I'm going to tie all that together with everything that's been going on. So you're going to kind of watch it. And like I said, I'm not as skilled as, some people out there. Some people are really educated in this. I'll give you a little bit of information. Like I say, you can do your own research. So he's from Antioch, Illinois. So Antioch is in the Bible is the name of the two New Testament cities, Pisidian Antioch and Syrian Antioch. Antioch of Syria, also known as Antioch on the Orontes River, was the third largest city in the Roman Empire. Only Rome in Italy and Alexandria in Egypt were larger. Syrian Antioch was situated in the Orontes River, about 20 miles inland from the Mediterranean Sea, 20 the number of death, approximately 300 miles north of Jerusalem from its founding in 300 BC by Seleucus Nicator. Syrian Antioch was a busy seaport trade hub possessing a lively mix of people from different cultures and religions with high intellectual and political status. Okay? So Antioch of Syria played a significant role in the book of Acts and the earliest developments in the spread of Christianity. So the city was home to many diaspora Jews. Okay? So remember we talked about the term diaspora, those that left Israel. We talk about the 144, the true children of Israel, those who left in the book of Moses when we talk about the book of Acts. So that's the symbolism of Antioch inside of this story. So everything they do has to be positioned to go back into the initial story or back into the initial ritual, but it has to have semblance. So Kyle Rittenhouse coming from Antioch, the home of the diaspora, those who left Israel, the true children of Israel. So that's the first part of this story. So no coincidence why his name is Kyle. So Kyle, of course, is 17, 26, 19, chaos, 37, which is 12. Remember 37? Is the 12th prime number. Remember that. There's some of you need the master. 12 is the number of completion. So no suspense of why, Kyle was the name Kyle was chosen. And it was chosen. That's not this person. There's no Kyle Rittenhouse. His name was chosen for the ritual. So Kyle, the killer, age 17, killed the 26-year-old Jacob Blake, murdered in Kenosha. See how it's all wrapping together. So anytime you see those stories, just look for the numbers. They can't help themselves. They have to communicate their plan. They have to tell you what's going on. They have to put their information out there. They can't help it. And I know by now, if you've been paying attention, you see the same damn numbers. There's our 55. 55 is 10 with Rittenhouse. 64. You probably can look in the Rittenhouse and probably break that down. Written and house could be two different words inside of this ritual. So I don't know if I put Jacob here, but Jacob is 31 and 13, 11. So Jacob is also 32. And I'm going to tie this into the NBA Finals and what's going on inside of the NBA. So right now, the NBA Finals in the West, I want you to pay attention. It's not really going on in the East, but the West was brought to the East, the Eastern Conference, through Milwaukee. So I want you to think about what I just said. The West was brought to the East. The West was brought to the East. And remember now, we're talking about we're in the Midwest where the energy is being stored up because that's where the primary ritual is right now. It's all moving to the Midwest. So that's why Milwaukee is there primarily because it represents the Midwest city. So Milwaukee, one thing you need to know about Milwaukee, one thing I learned about Milwaukee, why Milwaukee is such important because in America, and I'm going to say this, I want you to do your research. For those that think that the world is based on ghosts and goblins, in America, when we talk about witchcraft, the art of witchcraft, the religion of witchcraft, the majority of witches in America you will find in the Midwest. And I'm not talking about women riding brooms. Get that mythology crap out of your head. Witchcraft is one of the ancient mystery religions. It's practiced by men and women. It's practiced by both men and women. So, the olden days, the witch hunt for the medicine woman, and all those things kind of primarily focused on women, but the majority of your witches are men and women. And your biggest hub for witches is Milwaukee. Milwaukee, Wisconsin is your biggest hub for witches. So you can do your research on that, but your biggest hub for witches is right in that area. So a lot of witchcraft goes on in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So that's why, they definitely know how to harness energy in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. But we get 3113 and 32 when we talk about Jacob. So why is Jacob important to our ritual? Because now our ritual, we're getting down to the brass tacks. We're going to put it in terms who we're looking for. We're about to put it in terms of who we're looking for. So if you know your Bible, Jacob, we say Jacob in the Bible. Jacob, later given the name Israel, is regarded as the patriarch of Israel. So Jacob, later given the name Israel, it was regarded as the patriarch of the Israelites. So Jacob has been killed in the Midwest. So you read that as basically we got to kill Jacob. We got to get Jacob out the way. We got to get the Israelite out the way. We got to get the 144 out the way. We got to kill them. Israel must die. The Israelite must die. We're not talking about Israel and Palestine. We're talking about the Israelite must die. The diaspora must die. The 144 must die. So Jacob is the Israelite. Jacob is the Israelite. And now they're focusing towards the Midwest because, like he spoke of, they feel that the real King David or the new ruler of the Israelites is there. That King David, that new Jacob, he's there. He has to be eliminated. So that's why they killed Jacob. They killed the leader of the Israelites because they're trying to find the person who's going to lead the 144. Remember now, they really believe that the 144 is coming to get them. They're afraid. They don't know who these people are. And when these folks are activated, they know all hell is going to break loose. So this is really a last-ditch effort to kill the 144. You got all this distraction going on with the DNC and the RNC and the RPOC, but none of that means anything. The real mission here, kill the 144, find David, find Jabril, wipe them out. And we're going to use all the weapons and everything at our disposal to bring him out. Only the Creator can bring this person out because this person doesn't even know who they are. They must be activated. That's just my opinion and belief. Some other people have their own opinions and beliefs. I have my own opinion and belief about the situation. So Jacob is Israel. He represented Israel. And did I just lose all my stuff? That's what I hate about this sometimes. Oh, that's what I hate about this. All right, there we go. So Jacob represented Israel. Israel 64, 28, 37, 12. You see how 12 comes back? Israel is 12. And remember, we're not talking about Israel and Palestine. We're talking about Israel and the Israelites diaspora. We're talking about those people that came out, the original Bantuels, or the original natives of Africa who came out, the 12 tribes of Israel. So, how does the NBA play in all this? And we've been talking, a lot of people been talking about the NBA. They boycotted yesterday. Put NBA up there, 17-8, 95, 31, 19. The number of chaos, 8, a lot of times. 17 killed. We just had the killing yesterday. The NBA yesterday decided to boycott. Once again, the players bend the knee to the American government. If you boycott, why you just couldn't walk off the damn state? Why you just couldn't walk off the court? A boycott, I just walk off the court. Why I got to bend the knee as a form of boycott? And that's what they get into, is bend the knee. I'm going to put that up here. The significant bend the knee we talked about. And if you've been watching the 100, the most demeaning thing you can do is bend the knee to a person you don't want to follow. So 93, 48 with this bend the knee, 60, 44 kill. Need to bend the knee. Okay. But they boycotted yesterday. Boycott is 28. Boycott is 35. And I'm going to talk about the semblance of 35 in a second. So, the NBA has been a big part of this, from Rudy Gobert, the first player to get the coronavirus. Now everybody's so cool to get the coronavirus now. It's like getting a new pair of shoes. So everybody wants to have the coronavirus. Nobody's sick, though. You can be sick and not sick at the same time in the new America. And that makes sense to Americans. You got people running around with masks on. I got coworkers who are just, totally paranoid about God knows what. But 35. So a lot of people who kind of deal with decodes, they only understand gematria. Let's just call it what it is. They understand gematria, maybe a little bit about the Bible, but they don't get too deep. They can't get deep into things that are not about them. Let's just break it down like that. So if it's not about you, you're not going to fully understand it. You understand it to a point, but then you stop because it's not about you. So for those of us who know it's about us, we can take it further than what it is. So in basketball right now, it's being taught that this is all about King James and King James this. It's not about King James. This is about Nimrod. Nimrod, the king of kings, the king of Babylon, and finding the new Nimrod. So in what's been called the time of Tammuz, as we move out the last days of Tammuz into deeper into this ritual, almost at the conclusion of the ritual, getting close to conclusion, opening of the portal, as all the energy is focused back towards the Midwest. Nimrod has to come out to find and eliminate the 144. 144 must be eliminated. Nimrod is the fake king, the wannabe King David, in my opinion. He can represent the angel Jabril. He can represent King David in a way. He can represent the Watchman, but he's not real. He's like an imposter. So, Nimrod, the king of Babylon, wanted to be, up on the level of the creator at one point in his life, the self-proclaimed king of kings. So there are representations of this in different facets of life. So in the NBA, we have a king, the crowning of a new king. And LeBron is representing the crowning of the new king. Kobe died. Kobe passed away. LeBron is being placed on the pedestal of Jordan. Jordan, the so-called king, and he's going to represent the new Nimrod. And what he's doing in the NBA is now he's the watchman. He's like the spokesperson, the Mahdi. He's bringing the information, and he's so pro-black. But it's all a bunch of BS. It's all a part of the ritual. If you think LeBron and these guys are willing to give up millions of dollars for diaspora or people of African descent, you're crazy. No, they're not. The only reason they boycotted yesterday because there were no damn fans there. You think they would have walked out the stadium if the fans had paid. They don't pay the fans back their money? Of course not. So, of course, this was staged and rigged for the 26th, all doing the same Kobe Bryant coronation ritual. We're coming out of the death ritual of Kobe Bryant that lasts more than one day. You had the initial death day, you had the day, then you continue through the ritual till you get to your coronation of your new king. Because we're running into that crowning of LeBron James, this great spokesman for African Americans, which is a bunch of BS. So, you're going to see the number 35. LeBron is 35. He's about to be 36 years old. The symbolism of that number is Nimrod. And let's go in a little bit. So, I got a lot of info here. So, Nimrod is 37. So, Nimrod in number represents 37. 73, which is 37. Also 21. And Nimrod represents 35. Remember King James or LeBron, 35. So LeBron is representing Nimrod. That's why 35 is such a big number in the NBA Finals right now. 35, 35. It's about Nimrod. We're moving into the time of the crowning of Nimrod. Nimrod can also be 33, 69, which is pi. So Nimrod now is being represented, as best as I understand it, by LeBron James. LeBron is Nimrod. So you go to LeBron. And we got some different numbers for him too. LeBron 33. Like I say, he's age 35 right now. LeBron 26, 62, 80, 96, and 82. But LeBron 35, also 33. He's representing Nimrod. LeBron James 42. Remember the 42 code is always put on Super Negroes. Jackie Robinson from Jackie Robinson on. You're also going to see a 42 code. So the other important number inside of this is 66. So LeBron carries 66 as well. And remember we talked about the Bible, the book of Revelation. There's 66 books in the book of Revelations. And all this is a part of Revelation. Getting the 144, wiring them out, all this is a part of Revelation. All this is in that book. So we see that 66 code placed on LeBron as well. So you'll see a lot of baseball games where the team goes 6-11. Those are 66 codes. You know what I'm saying? Those are 66 codes, and we'll break down the importance of 66. But you'll see that a lot. Anytime you see 6-11 in a baseball game, if you're decoding using Gematria, do not go against 6-11 because 66 is going to hit all the time because this is the time of that code. This is the time of that code. All right. So when we talk about 66, man, we talk about the crowning of a new king. So this is all about the crowning and finding David. We need to find David. So remember, David is 66. King David is 66. We're hunting for King David. We got to find him. David is 32. That's why 32 is now important in NBA. 66 and 32 because David is also 32. Okay? This is the spiritual part of this that nobody understands. So we also have Jabril, who's a big player in this. We also have Tammuz, who's a big player in this because it's a time of Tammuz. So Tammuz, who's the son of Nimrod, is 22 and 32. So Kawhi last year, remember he was talking about Kawhi last year represented Tammuz. So that's why you're going to have, this year, you're going to have Tammuz versus Nimrod in the West. Think about it. They're going to fight for the power and control of the West. So Tammuz, the son, fights the father. That's why you're going to have LA versus LA. If they do go back to the playoffs, which I think they do, because they have to continue the ritual. This boycott is just a break while they put the last phases in this. You're going to see the teams in the West go 3-2. Portland will win another game. Why you think Damian Lillard was out yesterday? Because he already knew they were going to boycott. Like I say, of course he can say he hurt. He ain't got to play. He can go sit at the house for a couple of days. God knows when they start back up the playoffs. Everything's going to be according to ritual in their calendar. So in the West, you're gonna have Lakers versus Clippers. Remember, Kawhi came to LA talking about he's the real king because he's Tammuz. I'm the king of Babylon now, Dad. But Nimrod is going to shut him down. Nimrod's job is to conquer the West, and to conquer the West, he has to go to Milwaukee because he has to face somebody else that's over there trying to also carry the throne. So Tammuz versus LeBron is going to be your Western Conference Finals. You know, all this King James versus King James. This has got nothing to do with damn King James. Everybody represents somebody, even James Harden. And you can put James, and I know you know James is all in the Bible. So James 12, 21, 33. We can say James at some point represents Nimrod. And you can plug and play with it all day. Everybody's gonna represent different people. We talk about the Monkey King, the Tiger King, all that stuff. That's why we had the big Tiger King piece. Tiger King, Monkey King, same damn person. And Tiger King 55, 64. We just saw those same numbers, 71. So we add that to our cipher. All right. So definitely, you're gonna have Tammuz versus Nimrod in the West. They're gonna fight for the power of the West because they're trying to really harness their energy as they move everything towards the West. All right. So Antetokounmpo or Giannis. Remember Giannis and Kobe dies. Kobe in ritual symbolizes 2442. He symbolizes the death of diaspora. Let me put Cody up in there. So Kobe 15, 24, 33, 59, 21. So 24 is 42. So he symbolized the death of diaspora, him and Giannis, his daughter, or Gianna. But that's why in the finals, you're going to get the new king, the new Kobe versus Giannis. And that's just to end that Kobe Bryant ritual where you crown the new Nimrod, who's going to be LeBron James. He's got his lion, he's got his own King Davis over there. And they're going to the West, so he brings the Chicago brother with him to go to the West to conquer the West. Because he's got to conquer the West. He's got to harness the energy, because if they're going to open the portal, they got to open the portal in the West, because that's where the energy is. All right. So Antetokounmpo, 54, 63. A lot of 63 in Antetokounmpo, 43. So I always grab the Antetokounmpo because that's the African name that he has, and that's where the energy is, I feel, with his name. So Antetokounmpo represents Jabril. He's Jabril, 54. He represents the angel Gabriel. So Gabriel is a protector. Gabriel also holds a lot of knowledge, but he's a protector. So Nimrod must go destroy Gabriel. He must destroy Gabriel. He's got to get Jabril out of the way. And Antetokounmpo also represents something else, but look at that. So Jabril, also the term Jabril means God is my strength. Jabril appears to the prophet Daniel to explain his visions. The archangel also appears in the book of Enoch and other ancient Jewish writings alongside Archangel Michael. Jabril is described as the guardian of the guardian angel of Israel, defending his people against the angels of other nations. So he fights off the other angels. Now there's a movie where Jabril wasn't the good guy. He wasn't a good guy. And I think he was fighting David, if I'm not I gotta look at that movie, but I believe in that movie he was going up against David. He kills David in that movie. And then he gets killed by the shaitan. That's the other part of that movie that I saw. But Jabril is the defender of Israel. He defends Israel. He defends the people of Israel. So Jabril must be destroyed. And to destroy him, we're going to bring Nimrod, who's LeBron, on his lion. And he's going to destroy Jabril. So that's why Tanakupo will stand as Jabril. He will stand as Jabril inside of this ritual. He will be destroyed by the new king, which is Nimrod. Okay. So we also have the Enki in Enlil. So if you know of your Mesopotamian kings, Enki was one of the kings. Enki is 24 and 42. That's why anything with kings and god kings, 24, 42, 42, the nigga number, as we always say. But they always tell you who you are. And they try to do it in a slanderous way. Okay. So also about Giannis. Giannis also is Nimrod. 37, 37. So he also can represent Nimrod. So this is a battle of kings. The kings are fighting. But Giannis also represents the good guys. He'll represent the good guys in this war. LeBron will represent the bad guys because he's one of the bad guys. He's not on your side. He represents that team who's trying to appear to be on your side, but in truth, they just want to destroy you. LeBron also represents the Watchmen. We talk about 33. With the Watchmen sending out the fake message that he's on your team and all this other stuff. The NBA, they're all bowing, bending knees and all this crap. They could just walked off the damn court. LeBron James, 42. And you guys probably see some stuff. LeBron, 66. That's why 66, like I said, is such an important number during these finals because it's all about the ritual. So David, like we say, David is 22, 40. David is 32. Okay. So David, 66. You had the representation. LeBron can pay David in this. And like I said in that one movie, it was David versus Gabriel, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken. So remember, Israel 64, 37, Nimrod 37. So that's also that representation of Israel. Because remember now, in the book, in the Bible, these are African descendants of black people battling each other for the throne. And like I said before, when they come after you, they're gonna use your own people against you. It's not gonna be anybody else. They're gonna use your people against you. That's why we get Kamala Harris and the 77 vibrations and all this other stuff. So that's how you kind of tie ritual into sports. So when people think they're just watching a sports game, remember CERN is 40, CERN is 22. David 40, David 22. David is the CERN. David is the portal. So as that portal is open, another portal is going to be open because it's going to be a battle. It's going to be a fight. The 144 versus whatever's going to come out of this portal. Okay. I threw this pink line piece in because I see this in this Steven Universe. I'm going to do a breakdown of Steven Universe and just show you all the stuff they put in that little cartoon. But you see 44 in Steven Universe, 46, 55. All right. A lot of stuff in this. I'll probably do another piece on this. But a lot of stuff. So Milwaukee, fear the deer. That's something I saw yesterday at the stadium. Fear the deer. You need to fear the deer. And this is just a basic statement. It's a basic statement of why they use the term fear the deer. Fear the deer. Fear the deer, 59. Negro, 59. Negro, 59. So they basically telling you, when we talk about fear the deer, is fear the Negro. Negro is 59 and 32. That's why 32 is the number that's being used. Negro is 40. Negro is 22. The Negro is the portal. The African or diaspora is the portal into the next parts of the universe and dimension. They know this. They know who the true gods are. And they fear the deer. So now they have to wipe the deer out. And that's why they got it in Milwaukee. Fear the deer. We got to wipe them out. We're going to get them. We got to get them right here in the Midwest. We open up the portal. We start our project here. We can start wiping them out. Hopefully we can expose David. We can get him out the way. But first we got to get through Jabril. And that's that ritual in Milwaukee. So it's something also that they fear in that part, be it Wisconsin or Milwaukee, they fear something else down there. So they're really pinpointing the areas of where they think the individuals that they need to wipe out might be. So fear the deer, fear that nigger. Basically, that's all they're saying. Let's just call it what it is. Fear that nigger. We got to get them. And with the Kenosha thing is the creation of the race war as a way of wiping out diaspora African Americans. Because we said the race war had to come. It's going to come in most of your major cities now. So when you see that NAFAC guy, he's got on the black shades, the coming war. You watch, look at the little shirt he had on. If you flip it over, you'll see that the diagram of the phoenix. He's standing over the phoenix in his picture. You know, the symbolism of the phoenix we've been talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like he's gonna protect the phoenix. He's not out to protect the phoenix. He wants to expose so it can be destroyed. That's his job. Expose, get you hyped up, run you out there so they can kill some niggas. Fear the deer. We got to get that nigger. We got to get those Israelites. We got to kill Israel or Jacob. We got to take Jacob out. He got to go. So now they're telling you, or they're communicating with each other that this is the mission. This is the mission. This is the plan. This is what must be done. And it's time to activate the show. And now we're in the show. It's too late. We can't go back. We can't turn it off. Gods are going to be activated. The war is about to begin. And that was the war cry. Fear the deer. We got to get them because now, the masters are coming back. So there's a lot of fear inside of it. The masters are coming back. So that's kind of that tie-in with sports and everything that's going on. So all this LeBron and King James, and it's about the titles. No, it's not about any of that bullshit. Shit is much more serious than motherfuckers dribbling the ball. Everything they do has to be in accordance with the ritual. Everything they do. And that's why you're going to see Pacific numbers at this time, because they're building up the energy of the ritual and they're communicating through Kobe and LeBron and Giannis and even on Portland, Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard is Agent Zero. He's Agent Zero. Have you seen the picture of Davis and LeBron going to war? Davis or LeBron, Nimrod and his line going to war to shut down Agent Zero. They got to stop the 144. Nimrod is more powerful than the 144 basic statement, as long as he's got his lion, who is Davis, Anthony Davis. Okay, I gotta shut this down in a second. So Anthony, 97, 34, 29, 38. And you can go in the Bible and do your studies on the book of Anthony. Everything is biblical. Most of the names we're talking about are in the Bible. Anthony, 23. Lion, 23, 22. The lion is the portal. And that's one thing you'll see in Steven Universe. The lion's got everything. He can just stick his hand in a lion and just start pulling stuff out. The lion is a portal. The lion is a portal. He pulls out swords and all sorts of stuff out of this damn lion. It's the pink lion. Remember, he talked about pink, the pink lion. So We know pink is the portal color, so there's no mystery why they choose the color pink. Remember, 34 is 9. So all sorts of tie-ins, like I said. All sorts of times. Everything they do is about ritual. So it's not just about niggas dribbling basketball. There's a reason why they boycotted yesterday. All to, sell the agenda and sell the mission and focus that energy that way. Get black people heated up. We need black folk heated up because we got to start killing them because we don't know who's who. We're going to use the vaccine. We're going to use Obama. We're going to use Kamala Harris. We're going to use all the weapons we have at our disposal, from LeBron to Beyonce to expose David, and we're going to kill. We're going to get Jabril out the way. We're gonna open that portal, and we're gonna get our soldier and pull whatever the hell they're trying to pull out of that portal out. Remember, now you open these portals, you can't close them back. Can't close them back. So that's the ritual. I'm gonna do more breakdown on this, but there's a lot of information in this. So when you do decoding, you got to look at it from various standpoints, be it a spiritual standpoint, a biblical standpoint. You can pull out the Quran, the Torah, whatever you want to use. But it's easy to kind of tie some of this stuff together after you kind of get a basic understanding of it. Okay? All right, so Back Row Ministry. Like I said, it's too late now. This is a war. This is what it's all about. This is what spiritual warfare is all about. It must be fought in the physical to expose the deities that are at higher levels. It's kind of like Star Wars. You had your physical war on the ground, but your spiritual war was in the heavens. Remember Return of the Jedi? Your spiritual war was in the heavens. Everybody on the ground was fighting. They just fighting. But their war had nothing to do with the real war. The real war was Luke Skywalker versus his father, Nimrod versus Tammuz, being orchestrated by the elite in the middle, the puppet master. And it wasn't until Nimrod turned on the puppet master or the elite that the war finally ended. But the real war is always in the heavens. The physical fake war, that's something that they do on the ground. It has nothing to do with the initial plan. Mr. Mahdi, Back Row Ministry. Peace and hair grease.